In the heart of Battle Creek, Michigan, a young man in a lab coat stirred something strange. It wasn't a potion, but it would change breakfast forever. This is the story of how cereal conquered the world. John Harvey Kellogg was a doctor, a health nut, and a believer in clean living. In the late 1800s, he ran a sanitarium promoting vegetarianism, exercise, and, oddly enough, bland, fibrous foods to suppress passions. Yes, even those passions. One day, while cooking wheat for digestible biscuits, Kellogg and his brother Will left it out too long. When they rolled it flat, it flaked. They toasted the flakes, and voila, cornflakes were born, by accident. Breakfast would never be the same. But while John cared about health, Will saw something else: opportunity. He wanted to mass-produce the cereal and sweeten it. John refused. The brothers clashed, and in 1906, Will Kellogg broke away to start his own company, the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company. To stand out, Will did something revolutionary. He signed every box with his name. Beware of imitations, the label warned. It wasn't just breakfast, it was personal. And the Kellogg's brand was born, soon dominating American pantries. Will was a marketing genius. He gave out free samples, advertised to kids, and even used cartoon characters. Cereal wasn't just a food, it was fun. It was faster than bacon and eggs. It was modern. By the 1910s, factory lines in Battle Creek were roaring. Boxes flew off conveyors. Workers packed cornflakes by the thousands. The company was expanding fast. But Will wasn't satisfied. He wanted more than cornflakes. He wanted an empire. Kellogg's began adding new cereals: Rice Krispies, All-Bran, and eventually Frosted Flakes. Each one had its own story, mascot, and catchphrase. Snap, Crackle, Pop became household names. Tony the Tiger roared into breakfast bowls in 1952. The company didn't just stay in the US. Will pushed Kellogg's into Canada, Europe, and beyond. Wherever it went, it adapted flavors to local tastes. By mid-century, Kellogg's had become a global breakfast titan. After World War II, cereal sales soared. Suburban families embraced convenience. TV ads reached millions. Saturday morning cartoons and sugary cereals became a ritual. Kids begged for Kellogg's. Parents gave in. The kitchen table had a new king. But Kellogg's wasn't alone. Post, General Mills, Quaker, rivals were rising, each with their own mascots and sugar-laced creations. The cereal wars had begun. It was colorful, sweet, and fiercely competitive. In the 80s and 90s, ads grew louder. Cereal boxes promised prizes, puzzles, and even video games. Kellogg's stayed ahead by evolving its characters and branding. Tony the Tiger got cooler. The cereals got sweeter. But not everyone was thrilled. Doctors and parents began to worry. Was breakfast becoming candy? Studies linked sugary cereals to childhood obesity. Critics called it junk food in disguise. Kellogg's faced growing pressure to reform. In response, Kellogg's introduced healthier options. Less sugar, more fiber. They added labels, shrank portion sizes, and promoted whole grains. But the brand still walked a tightrope. How to stay fun and healthy at the same time. Speaking of balance, if this story's been a delicious mix of facts and fun, don't flake out. Subscribe for more. We promise fewer carbs and more brain food. By the 2000s, Kellogg's wasn't just about cereal. It acquired Keebler, the cookie maker, and Pringles, the chip brand. From breakfast to snack time, Kellogg's was quietly taking over your pantry shelf by shelf. But breakfast was changing. People were skipping it, grabbing protein bars, or blending smoothies. Cereal sales declined. Millennials weren't sitting down for Frosted Flakes. They were running late. Kellogg's had to evolve again, so the company leaned into snacks. It reformulated cereals with added protein and nutrients, launched on-the-go packs, even turned Pop-Tarts into a lifestyle brand. Kellogg's was no longer just for mornings. Then came the plant-based revolution. In 2017, Kellogg's acquired RX Bar, a protein bar. made with egg whites and dates. It even launched Morningstar Farms, a line of vegetarian and vegan products. Behind the scenes, Kellogg's was transforming. It restructured, cut costs, and focused on core brands. It spun off divisions, cleaned up its image, and leaned into health and sustainability. The cereal company was aging, but gracefully. Kellogg's even invested in food innovation labs, experimenting with new grains, flavors, and sustainable packaging. What started as a flake of wheat was now a multi-billion-dollar science project. Will Kellogg passed away in 1951. He had donated much of his fortune to charities and health causes. Despite the sugar, he believed in better living. His legacy endures not only in cereal, but in schools, parks, and foundations. Today, Kellogg's global headquarters still stands in Battle Creek, but the brand reaches far beyond. From Tokyo to London, people pour milk over its creations every morning. A century-old ritual born from a kitchen mistake. Cereal isn't just food, it's nostalgia. It's Saturday cartoons, colorful boxes, and late-night snacks. Kellogg's tapped into something deeper than hunger. It made breakfast emotional. In recent years, Kellogg's has pushed for diversity, sustainability, and community aid. It pledged to reduce carbon emissions and waste. It supports farmers and food banks. The company knows the world is watching. Still, challenges remain. Inflation, supply chain issues, and changing diets keep the company on its toes. The cereal aisle isn't just crowded, it's shrinking. Every flake matters more than ever. But there's something powerful about a brand that's been part of your life for so long. People trust Kellogg's. They grew up with it. It's more than a logo. It's a memory. Looking ahead, Kellogg's is betting on plant-based, high-protein, and globally inspired flavors. It's experimenting with AI in production and digital marketing. Yes, even cereal has gone tech. In 2023, Kellogg's made a bold move, splitting into two companies. One focused on cereal, the other on snacks. It was a way to sharpen focus, and maybe to survive the ever-changing appetite of the world. Inside Kellogg's Innovation Kitchens, chefs and scientists work side by side. They test granola clusters, oat bars, and new flavors. It's not just food, it's strategy, one bite at a time. And in new markets like India, Brazil, and Southeast Asia, Kellogg's is still growing. Cereal is still new there, and the potential is huge. The company is betting big on breakfast's global future. But maybe Kellogg's greatest secret isn't in the recipe. It's in the memories, the comfort of a bowl, the crunch of childhood, the taste of something simple in a complicated world. From a dusty lab in Michigan to a global icon, Kellogg's story is a reminder. Even accidents can shape industries, and even a breakfast flake can leave a legacy. So tomorrow morning, when you pour that bowl and hear the snap, crackle, and pop, remember, you're not just eating cereal, you're taking part in a century-old story, one bite at a time. And that's the magic of breakfast. Familiar, fast, and oddly profound. A ritual passed down, shared, and reinvented. In a world that never stops moving, sometimes all we need is a quiet crunch.